Thank you for joining us on this next presentation. In this one, we are going to be talking about food service management dietitians. What is a food service management dietitian? These dietitians are experts in food safety, finance, and efficiency. Food service management dietitians manage large food service operations. For food safety, this includes washing hands, using different cutting boards for raw chicken versus fresh produce, wearing hairnets while cooking food in an industrial kitchen. So food service management dietitians are experts in food safety. They know all of the ins and outs and the how-tos on food safety. They also manage finance. So they might create budgets for food products that are bought, they calculate food cost, and they calculate prices on menus for the business to make a profit. And for efficiency, food service management dietitians often work in large industrial kitchens like hospitals, schools, and other large facilities. So dietitians make plans to make large quantities of food with the number of employees and the type of equipment that they have. Food service management dietitians often help plan meals for large groups, such as university students, hospital patients, visitors, staff. They serve thousands of people each day, so they must develop efficient strategies to produce and deliver these meals at scale. Food service dietitians also work to provide high quality food service. So, with all of these things, the product is high quality food service. And they also help improve meal processes. So they might move around certain equipment in the kitchen to make more things efficient. They create a plan of preparing, cooking, and distributing the food with a flow that makes sense. Now we're going to be talking about some of the specific things that they do. Food service management dietitians test recipes for quality. So recipe testing includes tasting foods and making sure that they are high quality, but also fit the budget and the needs of the company. They might create menus for the facility, whether it's static or rotating menus, meaning that either the menu is the same each day or if there's like a 2-week cycle where the menu might rotate. They also might create specialized menus for patients in a hospital, depending on allergies or their needs that come from their doctors or dietitians. Food service dietitians also analyze nutrition composition of meals. There are software programs that exist to help analyze how many calories, how much protein, carbohydrates, and fat is in each meal. So registered dietitians want to serve delicious food, but also ensure that it's good for you. These types of dietitians also manage people, money, and processes. So food service management dietitians are often in this management position, meaning that they manage employees, they make their shift schedules, and they help with training and onboarding of new employees. They also might train on food safety. Like we mentioned earlier, registered dietitians are experts in food safety, so they might do kitchen huddles or in-services where they teach something about food safety or efficiency to their kitchen employees. Food service dietitians are experts on sanitation and safety in the kitchen, so they will often evaluate the safeness of the kitchen, and they ensure that they're sanitizing surfaces and equipment properly and that their employees are doing that. They also, as was mentioned earlier, create food budgets and cost control just to make sure that their company or business or hospital is staying within the budget that they need. Some of the common settings where food service management dietitians work, as mentioned earlier, are large-scale food service operations, and a lot of these are included in colleges and universities. They might be feeding thousands of students daily, so working in industrial kitchens and these food service management dietitians help create these amazing foods to offer to college students. They also might work in the culinary department in hospitals, preparing meals for the patients or for their visitors or families or for the staff. Doctors need to eat too. So in hospital kitchens, they are preparing food for thousands of people daily, um, often depending on the size of the hospital, as it varies. Dietitians can also work in correctional facilities like jails or prisons, where they offer food to the staff and the inmates there. And they can also work for dining services for corporations. such as cafeterias or catering for different businesses in the community. Registered dietitians who work in food service management work to feed hundreds and thousands of people daily, so they are always coming up with efficient food production plans for their employees and for their operations. Next slide is how do you become a food service management dietitian? Similarly to these other career paths that we were talking about, you must receive a bachelor's and master's degree, and within all of this schooling, food service systems management is a topic that is taught many times in college and as you prepare to become a dietitian. Another important step is obtaining a food handler's permit. This is something that many people have, including those who aren't dietitians. This is just basically a permit that allows you to work in a kitchen, cooking for other people, just showing that you know about food safety. You have to take a course and pass an exam. So it's just a permit that all of these food service management dietitians will have. You then go on to complete a dietetic internship and then are eligible to pass the RDN exam or the Registered Dietitian Nutritionist exam. Once you pass that exam, you may or may not need to become licensed in the state depending on the state's requirements. Each state is different, but most states will require dietitians to have a license in that state. Food service management dietitians can then advance their career, such as moving into management in other areas and not just food service. So, for example, these dietitians might move on to become the director of nutrition services or a clinical nutrition manager, or maybe a corporate wellness director or manager that specializes in nutrition for the company. So these are all of these steps on how you become a food service management dietitian. We hope you enjoyed this presentation about food service management dietitians, and we will see you in the next one.